It's another news video, and that means we have some interesting subjects to cover, including the first WWE live event in Saudi Arabia in 2023. Which, if you need a little bit of a refresher, the two live events in Saudi Arabia in 2022 were Elimination Chamber back in February, where Brock Lesnar regained the World Championship, setting up for his match with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And the question coming out of Elimination Chamber was what happened to Bobby Lashley, because Lashley was injured and removed from the Elimination Chamber event. I still believe that it was because they wanted to protect him and save Lashley versus Lesnar for later in the year, which they ended up doing, much to a lot of people's surprise. And also, they ended up saving it for the Royal... actually, they had it at the Royal Rumble now. But, for lack of a better word, the WWE title was a hot potato in the early part of 2022. And after WrestleMania, it became firmly placed around the waist of the Tribal Chief after the unification match at WrestleMania. Well, technically, I wouldn't say it was a unification match. It was a title-for-title match, because a unification match would have led to one of the titles being retired, and that didn't happen. But the way it did happen was Roman became a double champion, and that led to Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel in November, and that became one of the most watched, if not the most watched, premium live event, international premium live event in WWE history, which gives a lot of emphasis, a lot of pressure to the one that is projected to take place in May of 2023. My only question is, the spacing that they had this year worked out perfectly. I don't know if they didn't want to do the same thing that they did last year, next year, or it was because of the supposed event that was going to be taking place in in January in India, that they didn't want to do two premium live events, two international premium live events so close to each other that they had to space out Saudi Arabia a little bit more from where it was last year. But that is what's going to happen, and now the other thing is a backup plan. The plan for WrestleMania, because the talk of the town for the last year has been Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania. And now the only question is, will Rocky be ready for WrestleMania? Apparently, the current plan is to have it situated by Royal Rumble. And if The Rock is not set in stone for WrestleMania, we will know by Royal Rumble what's going to happen. Because the backup plan is to have Cody or Seth Rollins. I think Cody Rhodes is the backup plan for The Rock, from what I understand. I think Cody Rhodes is the backup plan for The Rock, from what I understand. But the current plan is somehow, some way to have two world champions for the summertime, with Roman Reigns being one of them, it seems like. But the plan is that if The Rock is able to compete at WrestleMania, to have The Rock versus Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre or Cody Rhodes for one of the world championships. Which likely means that the plan, somehow, some way, is to get the title off of Roman before WrestleMania, if The Rock is able to compete at the granddaddy of them all. Which is interesting, because that may mean that WWE has planned another event between WrestleMania and Elimination Chamber. Otherwise, are they just going to take the belt off of Roman on a show, which I think would be a big mistake, because people would pay to see Roman Reigns lose for the first time in nearly 2 years, But the idea that The Rock is still a rumored possibility to win the Royal Rumble is an insult, in my opinion, because there is absolutely no reason to have The Rock win the Royal Rumble. You want to have him fight Roman Reigns. You do not need him to win the Royal Rumble to fight Roman Reigns. You absolutely do not need him to win the Royal Rumble to fight Roman Reigns. There's absolutely no reason for him to win the Royal Rumble. And it would be an insult to the fans to have The Rock win the first Royal Rumble under the new regime. Because we had a joke of a winner last year. We had a joke of a winner last year in Brock Lesnar. There was no reason why Brock Lesnar needed to win the Royal Rumble last year if you were going to put him in the Elimination Chamber anyway. There was absolutely no reason why Brock needed to win the Rumble. Absolutely no reason. And there is no reason why the Rock needs to win it this year. If anything, have the Rock enter the Royal Rumble and have the Bloodline be responsible for the Rock not winning the Royal Rumble to then, I don't know, set up a feud that way between Rock and Roman at WrestleMania, to where The Rock is not challenging for the WWE Championship because nobody wants to see The Rock challenge for the WWE title, because nobody wants to see The Rock possibly win the WWE Championship at this point. I'm not saying that the money match is not Rock versus Roman. I'm saying that the money match is not Rock versus Roman for the WWE title, because they don't need the World Championship in their match to get more intrigue, to build more interest, because people will not be interested in seeing The Rock challenge for the WWE Championship and possibly be the first person to beat Roman Reigns in 2 years, because nobody wants to see The Rock be the first person to beat Roman Reigns in 2 years. And yes, I am making a generalization that nobody wants to see that, because The Rock is a Hollywood superstar, and letting The Rock be the one that beats Roman Reigns for the first time in 2 years would be a great way to destroy the stock that Roman built since the pandemic. It would be a great way to destroy everything that they built since the pandemic with Roman Reigns, because having The Rock be the one who defeats him would make the last 2 years pointless. It would make the last 2 years pointless, and in my opinion destroy WWE's booking and creative, because there is absolutely no reason why Roman Reigns should lose to a non-active performer. I am not saying that he should not be against The Rock at WrestleMania. That is where the money is. But the fact of the matter is, he should not be against The Rock at WrestleMania. If it is for the WWE Championship, the WWE title should be defended against an active wrestler. You want to keep the momentum on Roman? Have him compete on both nights of WrestleMania against The Rock and against someone else. I am rooting for the possibility that maybe the match happens at SummerSlam between Roman and The Rock, and we actually get the belts off of Roman, because the fact of the matter is, you want to make this match happen, it would be easier if Roman wasn't the champion. Or it would at least be easier if you didn't make Roman the one single champion. That's all I'm saying. That it would have been easier if Roman was not the one single champion. If Roman was one of two, so then at least you had the option to give the winner of the Royal Rumble something, and have it not be Dwayne. I could keep talking about this for hours on end. I already did a video on it. Let me know what you think about the possibility of Rock versus Roman and the other backup plan of Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins or Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Let me know your thoughts on that down in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video.